We do see Gragas given blue buff, so it looks like he will be heading bot lane in a 1v2, as we do see the AD carry and support in the mid lane for Frost.
GrB just made a mistake there. He just bananaed away the red buff. We just caught it just at the end there. GrB has that, and he got it with the red buff. Well, you know, bananas with red buff, they're going to do some damage, I guess.
I think Jarvan might have gotten a little bit more damage off of it.
Snoopy might not be too impressed with that, honestly, but we do see the blue buff but Steel coming in here, and Cloud Templar and Mad Life now around there. So the jungler with the support, there it is. No messing around this time from Cloud Templar. Of course, he picked up the blue buff.
Okay, so something really interesting going on in the mid lane. We've seen SK play Fnatic in the LCS, where XPeke played Caitlyn versus Ocelot's Anivia, and he just absolutely got destroyed by that Caitlyn. And we even talked to him after saying, you know, how do you counter that? Or how would you play differently? And he said, nothing, I would just suicide, because he can't really beat that Caitlyn combo. Very interesting, which it leaves Mad Life the ability to roam around, which we just saw. They roamed around into blue buff, put that ward down, help secure it away, and Frost, I mean, they so far are outplaying EG at this point.
Normally they do a three-man dive on the top lane. As it is, they're doing a three-man pile on the top middle lane. And could they take away this turret early on? Snoopy's going to come around. Is he going to try and slide in and maybe get something off here? The stun is not going to land, and they're just simply trying to play defensive duties. Shy, meanwhile, on that top lane, taken incredibly low by Wicked. So Wicked bullying him out of that top lane, but it's the middle lane where the action's happening. And, well, Frost looking like they may well pick up a turret. They're going to have to back away. You can see the stun coming down on Cloud Templar just as the last minion goes down. Down the bottom lane, we've seen Skara doing this a number of times in North America as Gragas holding out that bottom lane.
And we do have to say, I mean, he's running actually 5-pot armor pen to help with, I guess, a little bit of last hitting and a little bit of damage if he was to go head-to-head against that Soraka or that Varus. And yeah, I mean, I love what Frost is doing. Well, I'll stick into that a little bit later, as we do see Templar come around from the side, but they took away the blue buff. Snoopy lost his red, unfortunately, to GrB. And then they pushed middle, so they actually do see Shy getting to the top lane.
They're diving on the top, the repel comes through, they do manage to catch Frost Shy out in a stun. Will the tower hit be enough on Wicked? He has the ignite running, he should be safe though, and he does back away, but it means Shy survives down the bottom lane. Yellow Pete and GrB having to back away from this one. GrB still with that red buff on, by the way. Oh dear, it's small mistakes like that can make a game really count. And you know, it's clever play, the fact that they have taken away that middle turret away from Froggen, because Froggen is one of those people that needs to just sit and farm, and Anivia is one of those champions that needs to sit and farm.
It still even goes a step further than that, because they also denied Snoopy a lot. I was trying to go into that. I mean, they took the blue buff away. We saw GrB take the red, unfortunately. He was level 2 when he was coming into that mid lane to help defend, and by pushing that mid lane with 3 people, you force the jungler to sit there and help out, and with that, Snoopy got put even farther behind. They got that turret, and Frost, they're doing a really good job right now at just overall controlling Evil Geniuses.
Yeah, and obviously with us, duo lane switching down the bottom now, it is going to be pressure on towards Yellow Pete and GrB, because Wound and Mad Life and Caitlyn and Lulu are a much stronger pushing lane than Varus and Soraka. And this is the top lane. That's really their saving grace. Wicked at the moment is winning out that lane pretty heavily against Shy, honestly, which is why you can see Cloud Templar already heading up there to try and go for it. Wicked just has gone aggressive actually in towards Shy. Shy immediately switches, he's baiting him in here, but here comes Cloud Templar just around the side. He's going to get full vision. Shadow Dawn comes across, he's going to get taunted out. Wicked still hanging around here, not even backing away. He thinks he may be able to tank this one up, but I'm not too sure he's going to be able to take it. You can see he's not going to be able to fight it off, and he will try and don't slice the dice, but Shy goes flashing through, and a quick pounce on the Q takes him down.
That was a great play overall by Wicked. He was waiting for that slice nice to come out. Finally did, but just didn't get that range he needed. And he was doing, and still is doing, an amazing job for Shy. He's really denying him quite a bit. Snoopy, he's in the shop.
Snoopy's not looking. He was just had P down. Like you said, he was in the shop. And if he'd have had that ultimate, I think he may well have picked up another kill.
And now they can secure this turret, or at least deny a lot of CS over to Wicked. And we do see Wound getting very low in the bot lane.
Wound taken very low indeed. It's going to be a flash banana. It's not going to be enough, but GrB is going to get taken down by Mad Life. Mad Life turns around. Now he's going to try and take on Yellow Pete. A 2v1 from Mad Life.
And you were saying that the saving grace was in that top lane with Wicked. Now he's being shut down. We see in the bottom. GrB, he went with that flash heal. He wanted that, the term I coined was burst healing, with his ultimate, with his personal heal, and then also the summoner spell, but wasn't enough right there. He tried to do another flash banana, but fortunately for him, it didn't work out in his own, well, it didn't work out, period. It kind of maybe stepped on a banana peel and slipped up. Wow. I know, I forced that one in.
He did indeed, but as it stands, it is Frost. They are 2-0 up. They are coming just short of 2,000 gold advantage.
Listen in.
So I've got to do it for you guys. And of course, we are a little distance away from Munich, so Oktoberfest is a long way away as well, so a good few months to go there. But it's good to see that Rapid Star's actually getting in the spirit of things, taking a German skin while we are here in Hanover for the Intel Extreme Masters World Finals. The problem is, who will be able to win it? I mean, honestly, EG, they are up against it. And, you know, if you'd have said 2 weeks ago coming into this tournament, yeah, definitely got to give them a chance. But after going 1-4 in Super Week of the League of Legends Championship Series, 1-0 down already against Meteor Makers, a non-LCS team who failed to qualify, you would not have predicted this.
Yeah, you really wouldn't. And it's really unfortunate because EG, Snoopy kind of counterpicked himself a little bit. I mean, he went Jarvan as a first pick, and because of that, everyone CG Entus has a way to escape, except Lulu. Like, everyone can get out of that Cataclysm minus Lulu, and even if you do catch her, she can use the ultimate, knock you up, and potentially knock you out of your own Cataclysm. So Jarvan not really going to be effective as the game progresses on. I mean, he's strongest in his early game, but we saw Stupid just be shut down completely so far.
And the fact that he's gone, you know, Flash Ignite versus a Flash Heal, it's just showing that he wants to be a bit more of aggressive support, Madlife. Quite happy to try and burst down any of his opponents. Crepo clearing out, got that pink ward, Bananas clearing in, but here comes a blue buff invade from Frost, and Froggen is not set up in any way for this one. Of course, they do have the timer down because they stole it away at the start, and Wicked immediately having to back off.
Well, the thing is, they took the blue, but they didn't take the 2 minions, the small ones, so they don't actually have the exact time.
True.
But still, they're trying to control Froggen, just like you're saying. They're trying to deny him that blue buff, which he's going to need to have that sustain to really defend. But as you're seeing, they have no vision of it. Frost take it away, and it's just a standard play right there. You should kind of really expect that when you're EG at this point, when you know every team tries to do that to you when you run a Froggen.
Well,
Sorry, not running a Nivea, not a Froggen.
They realize that obviously that blue buff has gone. It's Cloud Templar that picked it up. Bottom lane keep pushed again. Evil Geniuses might be able to try and take their first turret of the game. They do put a good bit of pressure on Woong. Here comes Stan United though. Will they be able to take him down in time? Yellow Peak trying to flash away from this one. Yellow Peak does pick up the kill there with a quick snipe down, but Crepo in all sorts of trouble. He's going to go down. It's a support for an AD. Crepo's still not gone down. Rapid Star finally finishing him off.
Yeah, it was a nice trade.
Oh, meanwhile at the top lane, Wicked actually chasing on towards Shy. He's going to catch him out. Shy taking very low. One more hit, and Wicked does get the kill, winning out that lane quite strongly, to be honest.
Yeah, and considering that he actually got ganked to the top lane, he got first blooded, he was pushed out of the lane yet again, and they saw an entire wave or two missed by him. He's still ahead in CS. He is their saving grace at this point with that 1-1 score. And if he can keep up with this, I mean, Wicked, we have to say, over the past 4 or 5 weeks in LCS has played so solid for his team. He really is that rock that they need right now.
Well, can he be enough as the Dragon gets picked up and the gold stretches to 2,000 as Wicked pushes in? Is he going to be able to get that tower trade? I'm not sure if he's going to be able to take it down this time around. Now Yellow Pete in trouble down the bottom lane. Here comes the ultimate barrel, blowing him backwards, and Pete realizes he is a dead man. It will be Rapid Star surely that will finish it off. No, it's not. It's going to be Cloud Templar that goes in and finally picks it up. Rapid Star close to actually getting taken back out there, but Wicked still working down that top turret. He's got a siege minion wave there. Shy is going to push him away, so that tower will stay safe for a little bit longer, and the bottom one will go down, so that's going to be 2-0 in turrets for Frost.
Kind of a little bit surprised, actually, the build Shy has been going with. I mean, he goes for a Doran Shield. I was kind of expecting the Seeker's Arm Guard, because it gives you a nice amount of armor, gives you a nice amount of magic, AP, and also it builds into that Zhonya's later on if you do need to use it, but still, he's trying to just survive against him. Wicked doing a phenomenal job. He's going for that standard build of, it looks like he's going to go for a Warmog as his first item, or maybe still that Sunfire Cape. And Rapid Star, 2 Doran's Rings, Demon. I don't really remember the last time I see the Doran's Ring actually picked up as an item, but get that extra little bit of health, that extra bit of AP, not to mention the mana back on the last hits, and the mana regen just helps him kind of sustain a little bit, as he's been roaming around quite a bit. He hasn't really been in a lane this entire game.
Well, young Jason, I think your mind needs testing, because I'm pretty sure I saw quite a lot of Doran's Rings yesterday. Maybe just my old age is dreaming these things up, but I'm absolutely certain I did. Okay. As it is, Shy is getting pressured a little bit here by Wicked again, and Wicked really starting to build a bit of dominance up. Bottom turret finally gone down, so Evil Geniuses do pick up their first turret of the game. It's still a 2,000 gold lead, and we see a bit of a collapse on that top lane, but it was Madlife that got spotted out by the ward, which is warned out Wicked, actually. Wicked pulling out that ward, making sure he doesn't get dove on the top turret, but there is a 3-man CJ Entus Frost team on this top lane. Does manage to clear out the wave, and he realizes he needs help. We see Froggen heading that way.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be able to get there in time, though. Doesn't really have the damage he needs at this point. But we do see them coming in, and this is going to be very big for CJ Frost. They should be able to lock down this turret, and that will be a third turret of the game for them. And EG, they just weren't really in position, unfortunately, to stop that. And we'll see. I mean, we'll see how it ends up.
Crepo's going to get caught out there, and there's going to be the explosive cast. Rapid start on him. Does manage to use Wish, tries to keep himself safe, and survives the burst of damage from Rapid Star.
And that's the burst healing we're talking about to stop the burst damage that Gragas can put out. And he was forced to use that summoner heal there, and obviously his own as well. But he doesn't really have anything just yet. I mean, we've seen him get really bossed around in that bottom lane. Just has that Sightstone, doesn't have the Ruby Sightstone version of it. He's going to need that extra bit of health and probably a lot of cooldown reduction because he's not running any runes for that to help with that long cooldown long cooldowns that Soraka really has.
Oh. We're seeing Wicked actually pursuing Rapid Star. Was in the mid lane, but it's the bottom lane here where top lane, sorry, that's everything's happening. Wicked with Snoopy, Crepo in the distance, just popping off the heals and keeping them at bay. And Yellow Pete actually getting quite a bit of free farm while that was all happening. So he's up to 105. He's going to go back and get himself the Bloodthirster complete item, I believe now. Let's see whether he does. Yes, he does. Gets the Bloodthirster. As you can see, he's obviously got that CS advantage, but the fact that there's a two-tower advantage and a dragon advantage means that, as it is, Woong has the extra gold.
And Frost is really pulling every one of EG up towards his top side. We do see all 5 members currently there, and it looks like they might try to go in here, and they're actually going to engage on Shy.
Well, we see Wicked backing away, and they do try and engage for it, but Wicked's taken very low. The stun comes through. It's going to be the Cataclysm on towards Shy. Actually, it's not what they wanted, because here comes Cloud Templar. Wild Growth popping every single member of Evil Geniuses in the air. Wicked is going to go down. It's Woong that gets the kill, and now they're on towards Froggen. Shy's going to try and catch him out. Oh, but Froggen picks up the kill. He's been popped into Rebirth. Rapid Star should be able to take him down. Snoopy's trying to put the damage down. Cloud Templar almost going down. He does get picked up by Froggen at the end there. It's a 2-for-3 exchange. Can they take down Madlife? Now Froggen is going to get ace in the hole. The explosive cask missed, but he's going to get caught out again. Madlife taking damage. Woong taking damage. He tries to turn it around to Woong. Can he get Madlife? No, because the tower of damage was brilliantly engaged, and CJ Entus Frost will take a tower. It's a 4-for-2 exchange.
That 4-for-2 exchange was insane. Froggen coming up big for his team right there, getting a blind, actually no, sorry, it wasn't blind, he did have a ward down, but that kill on the Shy, then even popping out of that Rebirth, killing Templar on the back of that. A 4-for-2 and a turret for Frost. Overall, they completely won that fight, and that little ultimate, you pointed out during the fight, that was so spot on and knocking every member of Evil Geniuses up that they just could not react to that, and they didn't have the tankiness or the damage they needed to take down all the members of Frost.
Well, Madlife controlling that fight, I feel that, as has often been the case. You know, I was stood earlier in between Shy and Rapid Star. I won't say where. But for a moment, I felt like I was Cloud Templar. I was like, this must be what it'd be like. In between two amazing players. As it is, though, Cloud Templar is bullying out Wicked and trying to pressure him down. Giant's Belt, well, what a surprise there. Giant's Belts across the board. Now, not everyone's stacking them up just yet, though. The League of Warmogs has changed a little bit of late, and actually has turned into a fair bit of damage. Infinity Edge being picked up by Woong. The question is, Froggen's on Anivia. We know Anivia can stall a game out. Can he stall it out long enough as Wicked and Cloud Templar just have a little bit of a slap and tickle down the bottom?
Slap and tickle. It just depends on how well Froggen is at positioning. We know him to be, pretty much spot on every single point in the game, but having that Gragas ultimate to really just mess up the whole team, that displacement of EG, it allows Frost to get in there. If they can get a nice taunt off, they can get a nice cocoon, and then, not to mention the ultimate out of Lulu to knock up some people, they easily can't get past that wall. And that's the problem. If EG can deal with that, then they can hold on to this game and can easily turn it around.
Well, Dragon's up in 3, 2, 1, spawn. And there it is. So Evil Genius is looking like they may try and fight for this one, and it's a fight they have to win. They are 8-4 down in kills currently. 4,000 gold in gold. Gold in gold? Wow, who thought? CJ Entus Frost, though, they are working it down. In goes Wicked. They're diving on towards the Dragon, but it's Cloud Templar that smites it out there. The barrel is just placed between them, and now Cloud Templar is going to try and turn and get an aggression, but they do manage to pin out Cloud Templar. The damage going down, but it's not enough there. Snoopy gets popped up. The Wild Growth used on Cloud Templar to keep him alive, and now Frost turning this aggression back on towards Evil Geniuses. There's nothing worth fighting for. Everybody backing away, but it's Frost that wants to pursue this one. Remember, there's no middle turret. They might be able to catch on towards it. Shy is going to try and repel in there. They're diving on towards Froggen. Can they get the cocoon on him? Yes, they can. And that's going to be Froggen going down. No Rebirth to save him. The heal comes out Is it going to be enough? Froggen surely will get caught down. It's Mad Life that picks up the kill. He came into the Woong neighborhood.
Yes, he did indeed, Demon. And that whole play started off with Mad Life. A great polymorph out of him. Caught Snoopy.
Oh, Yellow Pete's caught out by a cocoon. It's going to be the belly roll from Rapid Star. But, well, he's just a skinny Korean. It's not really doing that much.
It's not like a Dragon Board's chest bump. But it was a great polymorph out of Mad Life to stop Snoopy from being able to potentially smite that away. And Frost playing so well right now, trying to get down this inhibitor turret. And I don't think they can actually commit to it, as if Frog going to come up in 1 second.
Not Shy has used that cocoon to pick up 2 fantastic kills. As it is, Frost have backed away, picking up yet more gold. 7,000 gold lead now, 9-4 in kills, 5-1 in turrets, and Wicked is coming down. He's going to clear out that wave, no problem. Cloud Templar, I don't think, is going to get involved in this fight. I think they're going to let him have the CS. You can see they're still lingering off at the side, but there's no teleports to come in and help, so Cloud Templar being more of a nuisance than anything.
Yeah, and that's always the worst thing about a Shen. If you just start split pushing you Wicked, I don't think you can actually take him on head just because he can run away, obviously, and is tanky enough to really deal with it. And it's a jungle Shen too, and usually they don't really go for this kind of build where they get that Sunfire cape because they don't have the money they need, they don't have the kills or assists to really get it. But so far with that 1 kill, 6 assists, he's able to go for more of a standard Shen build. And over for EG, I mean, we talked about Wicked. He was the only one winning his lane. But it's at that point where he's going to start to fall off a little bit. He's going to be extremely tanky, but his damage is really going to start to subside. And Frost, they have the ability to control that.
So what are Evil Geniuses going to do? Again, that continuing the little slap and tickle down the bottom lane. Wicked and Cloud Templar just rubbing up against one another, but nothing really, no damage being done.
Slap, tickling, and rubbing.
it's all going on down that bottom lane, trust me. It's the place to be. As it is, the mid lane is where the damage is coming out, and there's 4 members of Evil Geniuses trying to set up here, but it's Shy that's pushing the top lane. He's got a big creep stack going down there, and they're gonna have to deal with him. They need to back away. Yellow Pete will probably throw out that volley of arrows in a moment just to keep them at bay. They are trying to collapse. He saw Shy, he tried to maneuver around, see if he could get that cocoon down across on anyone backing off. He is still just around that walls with Mad Life. And that Oracle of Mad Life has been clearing out ward after ward after ward. Evil Geniuses do clear out the one in the mid lane. Cloud Templar, he's going to go back. He's going to get himself a Sunfire cape completed. And that split push is going to do more and more damage. But the fact is they have 2 split pushes because Shy has been doing just the same thing.
And right now, EG, they lost complete control of their own jungle. They don't have that Oracle built up just yet. We see GrB doesn't have the money for it. They need to gain control of their jungle back, or at least let inhibitor go down where they can start.
Out. Now they're going to go for it. They could just come around. They completely maneuver them here. They could just outmaneuver. They could pile up the middle, or they could just completely catch across instead.
And they're going for that middle push.
They go straight for the middle, and Evil Geniuses are totally out of position here. Can they try and catch anyone coming around? They're going to see. You can see the trap goes down. And nobody can come that way because they're just going to eat a cocoon to the face, and Shy immediately going to pressure through. They have the minion wave coming around, but they have managed to force them away here, kind of bullying them away. Can they catch on towards Woong? Has the 90 caliber net away. Wicked couldn't get on there.
Well, they can transition down to the spot lane because Templar has been pushing out this entire time. Pings are going down for Baron for them as well, but with that Oracle, which has worn off at this point, they don't really have a way of clearing out anything that EG, or any set that EG currently has. And as we see that 4 members of EG going down to defend this turret, and Frost, it's up to them to make the play here, but they will be walking by the sword, and EG is going to have a chance to stop this Baron, prevent it, or at least steal it away.
They're a hell of a long way away. They just realized there's 4 members of EG down the bottom lane. They have to run all the way up here. They've got nothing that can come from range. They've got no teleport, and CJ Entus Frost are going to start this one off. They could be very quick. They realize here comes Yellow Pete. They immediately disengage because that single ward in the river helping out EG. They're going to transition to the top lane.
And it's a perfect play right now.
Mid.
Yeah, but it's a base race that they're not really going to win here, as they're already missing these 2.
They're not going to base race it. Surely they're going to have to back away, and everybody from Evil Geniuses backs off. They've got to defend that inhibitor. Of course, there is only 2 minions, so it's not exactly a big creep wave to help out Frost here, but they're going to get towards the turret quickly. Cloud Templar will be available to Shadow Dash in. They're going to catch on towards Shy. They managed to taunt him out and stun him up there. Froggen with a great combination. does keep them away from that turret for a short while, but it's the bottom inner turret going down. Cloud Templar working it down. There's nothing they can do against this split push.
It's the mind games they're doing right now, because they pushed that mid lane when we saw them out of, or EG out of position in their own jungle. Then they you know, all fake going down to bottom, where all four members of EG came down to stop that. But at the same time, Frost went up towards Baron. They're really like dragging them away from every single lane, preventing them from getting farm and playing these really intensive mind games that are throwing EG off.
And the Dragon will be up in 23 seconds, which is just enough time for all of Frost to back off, buy, and come back and pick up some more gold. Will Evil Geniuses try to counter it? How are they looking in a team fight? If it was to come down to that team fight, are they able to compete right now? Because they're 8,000 gold behind, 6-1 in turrets. Big difference in vision.
They have some really good damage on top of them. It all comes down to, I think, how Froggen and Krepo really interact here. If they can get the wall off and that silence, which Krepo's been doing every time so far, they have the potential to stun them and burst them down quickly enough. However, everyone on Frost is so mobile. Jarvan's ultimate is pretty much useless unless they have no flash or escape.
They may beat them here. They may beat them here. Evil Genius is going straight down to that bottom. Shy is well away. You can see that Wound was picking up the red buff. They don't realize it, but they've managed to position themselves really well. They're trying to get around there. Cloud Templar wants to get in and try and get the smite steal. Instead, they might try and turn this one to the kill. They do manage to wall off nicely. That's the Dragon picked up. They needed that. That's just pour on back into the gold. The ultimate catching on towards Rapid Star there. Stand United immediately used out there. They're going to turn their attention on to Wound. Can they catch on towards him? Wicked caught out by Shy with a great cocoon, and now he jumps in. Wild growth from Shy, but he's going to lay down the damage. Repels across, avoids it. That's going to be Wicked going down. The front tank line's dropped, but Wound does go down by Froggen. The wall does prevent him, but Shy throws out the cocoon. He's going to get on towards Krepo. Krepo goes down. It's a double kill for Shy. It's now a 3-for-1 engage, and CJ Entus Frost are going to push straight up that mid lane. Froggen's being kept at bay by Madlife.
And that just shows you kind of how far EG is behind. They took Woong out fairly early on in the fight, but they can't deal with the damage out of Rapid Star. They can't deal with the damage with Shy. They don't have that magic resist they need. Need to see some sort of runic bulwark coming out very soon. Madlife with that Oracle clearing out even more wards.
He thought he was going to go for it. Instead, he's going to try and get back and defend this inhibitor. The inhibitor's quite close, but there comes Froggen. He's going to try and defend it out there. Should be able to just hold it out there. Shy's going to get caught, not quite down, but it should be just one little hit. It's all it requires, but a great bit of control, and Shy walks away.
That was a great little bit of a microing right there, dodging that stun. He surely would have been dead, and with the gold he has to back with, as we have 2,000 on Cloud Templar at this point, Elise has 1,500, we see 1,200 on Lulu. They have so much gold, they can complete, you know, a couple more items here, and this Baron is a very feasible thing for them to go for. They can bait EG out a little bit. They have that middle inhibitor open, so they could obviously go for that right after backing and buying up, and then they could have that Baron right after that, which, you know, with the super minions pushing on that mid lane, EG can't really go against.
They're pushing on towards the mid. Krepo's keeping Woong away, and Woong needs to be very careful he doesn't get caught out by combination from Froggen just like that. But he manages to 90 caliber net just at the right time. Ace in the hole fires, gets protected straight out by Snoopy's shield. Nicely done. Wicked pushing that top lane. Might be able to pick up a turret here for Evil Geniuses. Yes, he will. It's going to be 5-2 in turrets. 7-2, sorry, in turrets. Wow, I forgot how quick that turned around. But they are continuing to chase. You know, like, oh, Madlife goes in, puts the ward on the blue buff. Can he get the steal away? No. Tried to go for the Glitter Lance.
It's good effort. I'll give him an A for effort there. I mean, they've controlled Froggen so far really well this game with all these blue buffs. I think that's the first one he's actually gotten this entire game. And as you see, has that Rod of Ages, has that Chalice.
That was a really good spot by Madlife. I couldn't even see that. There was a ward underneath on the exact same pixel, so the wards looked like they were stacked, but he managed to spot it.
Well, that attack moving into bushes is always really helpful. But we do have Cloud Templar still. I mean, he spent more time in this bot lane than he's been around this entire map, as he just keeps pushing it over and over, forcing someone on EG to really deal with him. And this allows that split push that's so hard to deal with as the other team when you're already, you know, behind at this point. But they could go for that 5-man push on the inhibitor, and I'm kind of surprised they haven't gone for that just yet, because that opens up so many more opportunities for him.
So Leandris and Rylas on Shy. We've seen a couple of good Elises, and do you think it's, after watching the last game, they just thought, you know, at least they don't seem to be able to handle it? Do you think it's just simply a case of adopting? But, I mean, Elise is a strong champion anyway.
Oh, they get that ward over by Baron, so he just still has no sight. But, I mean, yeah, she's such a strong champion. She's so mobile. She's so strong because that ultimate gives her those extra abilities just like Nidalee.
They've just pinged, they've spotted Yellow Pete saying he's down the bottom here. Let's try and start a Baron out. And you can see they're trying to force it as well. Oracle on Madlife has been paying dividends because they're clearing out ward after ward after ward, purposely hanging on there, letting Woong have it. Woong, oh, Krepo just got to dodge out the way of that cocoon. Wicked, sorry, is pushing that middle turret, so he may be able to take an advantage from this one. They do manage to take the turret down, so again, denying a little bit of vision. Stand United coming out from Frost here. They realise that Snoopy is a long way away. They have no smite still. You can see Snoopy is hot-footing it up here. The question is, the Baron is going too quick. The Varus ultimate goes in there. Wicked is going to engage. He gets the quickly caught out there, and Matsu's above the ultimate goes in, but it's Cloud Templar that picks up the Baron, and now, wow, Evil Genius is getting dropped. Froggen goes down. Rapid Star's taken very, very low, but they can't manage to land a kill. Wicked's trying to get something out of nothing. Snoopy goes in. Cannibalism goes down. Does pick up one, but Yellow Pete immediately gets caught out. Shy gets on him. Yellow Pete is going down. He got cocooned out and stunned out. Mad Life now going straight on towards Crepo. Crepo gets caught out, and now Cloud Templar chases. Snoopy tries to get the knock-up, but they could come around on towards Wicked. They will not quite get the full Shadow Dash. The cocoon comes out, but the slice and dice is going to be enough. No! He gets taken down by Shy, and now Snoopy comes in. He's going to have to get away. The Repel comes out. Shy's going to continue chasing. He will get caught out by the Shadow Dash, and that is the ace for Frost, and maybe even the game. The inhibitor will go down. Fantastic play from CJ Entus Frost. They just lost one person in the entire fight.
A 5-for-1 and picking up Baron on Frost. You'd be happy with that any day. And I love what Rapid Star did in that entire fight. He got very low after picking up a kill, but he just sat in Baron Pit, baiting Wicked into there, and then he just, rolled out of it. And it really baited Wicked into the wrong side of the map. They had to do a Shy, who is just playing so well, and not to mention Mad Life. He got a double kill. He's 5-0 and 10.
He's 5-0 and 10.
He's on Edward's level right now.
He isn't quite the Thresh Prince of Armenia, but he's definitely a. I'm not sure what I could use for Lulu from Korea.
I can't think of any either. You're much better at this than I am.
I'm sure if I knew the Korean language better, I might be able to come up with something. But as it is, I'll have to leave that one for Doa. 17-6 in kills. Frost with a huge lead once again over Evil Geniuses, looking at possibly a 0-2 for EG to start in the group. We saw it with Fnatic yesterday. Maybe, just maybe, the Super Week was a big issue for these teams, but Gambit proof otherwise. They are 5-0, and wow, interesting item. And this is the first time I've ever seen this item. It's the Ohm Wrecker.
Why not? You have the money for it. You're Mad Life. You're 5-0 and 10. That item is going to be very interesting for them, even though they really don't have to dive under any turrets. There's only 2 or 3 left in this game for them to use it on. But
well, they
still,
can dive onto towards the Nexus turrets and just play safe. I mean, there's nothing that EG can do to stop them now.
Yeah, and it gives them, 350 health, gives them 50 ability powers, that health regen, mana regen, and the active of it, which is so nice, stopping turrets from hitting you for 2.5 seconds. That really is a long time, especially when you're EG, when you're depending on those turrets to be hitting the enemy team.
Look at him zipping around, little Lulu with that big hat. Woong keeping the poke down on towards the turret. And this turret again, Woong gets caught out here. They're going to dive on Cataclysm, and Stand United comes out and he just gets straight away. And wow, look at the defensive work. Oh, Shadow Dash catches out 3 members of Evil Geniuses. Yellow Pete having to get healed up, and he's not going to be enough. He's trying to kite out with the Repel from Shy. Goes leaping straight in. There's Cloud Templar that picks up the kill. They are just getting dropped left, right, and center. Woong picks up the final kill, and that is just going to be domination for CJ Entus Frost. They're going to go with an ace and take down the final Nexus turrets. They are going to go 1-1 in the group stage, but it's Evil Geniuses up against it. Has the curse of Evil Geniuses followed through into League of Legends? We will find out. Same back place, same butt time.
Oh man, that's kind of messed up to bring that up, Demon, but still, it's very true. And Snoopy, we just saw right there in that fight why he kind of counterpicked himself, picking that Jarvan so early on. You caught Woong, but he just 90 caliber netted out of it, and CJ Frost picking up a very solid victory. I love the mind games they played the entire time, Demon.
22 kills entirely done for CJ Entus Frost. 5-0-15 for Mad Life, involved in 20 of them. God Life, more like. We're going to go back to our analysis desk to take us through that dominating performance by Frost.